Hey, Dave LeCalli with HeadGames Motorworks. Today we're going to take a walk around the shop and show you what's going on currently at HeadGames. So it is the beginning of September and things have started to heat up for World Cup, and we're still a mess. Actually, walking around the shop you might see a little disarray because the CNC came and then we moved everything out of there, out of the way of the CNC, and then we decided last minute, day before it's going to come, we're going to put the CNC someplace else. So we're going to walk around, we're going to check out different things, and World Cup's right around the corner. We're starting to ramp up for that, as I just said, and this is one of the heads. Now this guy actually, he does a lot of no prep racing. It is on a twin turbo Mustang. It's called the Joker. And this is a bad dude. This car actually, I've known about this car since well before HeadGames was even involved. Instead of TFS heads. The Joker car used to be owned by John Yates, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that John Yates used to own it. I've known the car since I was like, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. And I was getting suspended from high school. We would go and check out that car. And now it's back. Now it's running. And he has a twin turbo it's a Bennett engine, and they brought the cylinder head over here because they want to mill it. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of DeSoma, Anthony DeSoma. Anthony DeSoma is building the engine, and he needed the head to be milled 30,000 so we can get 65 cc's. I said, no problem, we're going to get it done for you this week, and that's what this thing's here for. So we're going to tear it apart, mill it 30 thou, goes back to Anthony to make sure that Billy can drive this thing and make it badass. All right, next up on this is Mike Carbone from MPH. MPH is, he's got 3 cylinder heads here for his race car. It's a beautiful race car. I'm gonna put some pictures up that I took over at World Cup Finals last year. And he was actually the first cylinder head that we used our CNC program on for the GE head, and so this is how it's going to start. Now he welded the deck up, and this is all his welding, and we had to mill it. Now we just knocked the guides out of it. It's cleaned and it's ready to be CNC'd, and we are hopefully going to go well into the 6s with that guy. And also in the same area, we have Jackal Motorsports has Audi B9. You can check out our video on some of the research and development we're doing for this head. This head is totally different than I've actually didn't even know what a B9 was. I had to Google it. All these Audi guys started coming to us. We had U-Wrench come in with the Audi B8, and now we have the B9 from Jackal. Jackal wanted, we just did a pocket port. Now you'll see on our R&D video that we did the chamber and I flowed it, but this is before, and you guys can kind of see the after. We're going to do 2 parts on that video because we haven't figured out the valve train yet, at least for you guys who are going to be watching this right now. But so they also changed it over for DIM port injection. This is not something that we did, but we're going to fix. I don't know why you would machine that and just leave like big pieces of metal there, but we're going to fix all that. Valve job, valve train, the whole 9 yards. Let's keep it moving. Now there's a cylinder head that you guys have seen already on probably 2 or 3 of these videos walking around, and that is the Noble. The Noble is a research and development project that well, we put on the back burner because, well, there's only going to probably be one of these guys and not many. So we've gotten this far. We have guides made, we pocket ported, and we know that there's some gains. We flow tested it. No, we did not make a video of it, and we're going to use a stock valve, and we're going to have GSC Power Division that's making us a locator, so that way we can put a spring kit in it, and then this job's done. It's going to be able to make 1,000 horsepower. And I said, with some crazy looking Noble, one of whatever $1 million car, and this is for the Art of Assembly. So that is the name of the shop. It's down in Texas, and this is almost done. What we have here is 2 unicorns. You never see at least nowadays, you don't see very many brand new RB26s, and we have 2 of them, and you guys are actually gonna be able to watch both of these heads being built because, well, we have to. They're 2 great stories. So we got Tukes. Tukes was from the Street Alpha podcast, and he almost got taken with his original cylinder head, and he was able to get a brand new one, and then he got a CNC head from one of our guys. Long story on that one. But the other one is another story you guys are gonna get to see. It's for our vet. That's right. So we had a mishap with our regular vet for one of our cats, and Jackson had some health issues that came about from just getting his teeth cleaned. Somebody punctured a hole in his esophagus, and Dr. Porto was able to save his life. And now, through all that, I learned that the guy's a car guy. Of all things, he's a car guy, and he and his son are building an RB26 to put in an S14 chassis. And I was like, I'm gonna help you out, buddy. Now we're gonna tell the whole story on another YouTube video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you guys, whatever you guys wanna see here, I think it'd be really good for you to comment and see what you, hopefully we'll touch everything if we don't have the video out by then, but 2 good stories, RB26s, let's keep it moving. So I know we're not known for the Coyotes, and but they're still starting to come in. They're trickling in. It's a Boss 302. It's a local guy, and the guy was making 1,000 horsepower, but he has not been able to keep a cylinder head in it for whatever reason. So he pulled it out. He was going to a trusted cylinder head shop for Coyotes, and it said he literally hasn't put any miles on the car. And when it came here, I noticed the problem right away. We're going to be able to situate this guy real quick. Now we're going to get a guides valve job. We're going to put the GSC power division valves and spring kit in it, and I think that we're going to be good to go here. If you guys have any Coyotes, if you're a shop, whatever, we have a great dealer program. You guys can get involved in that, and that's it. When we bought the CNC, actually we were waiting on our brand new swasher, what we call a swasher around here. It's a spray washer from Axe. We bought it in December, and it took a while to get it, and now it's here. And we replaced, the other one went to Cunha, and we have this one now. It's a little bit bigger because the BMWs were hitting the walls and stuff, because the BMWs are really, really wide. So we had to get a new swasher, and that's to go along with our wet technologies, Soda Blaster, and our ultrasonic LLC's ultrasonic. Now we can get all the heads super clean and basically have all new equipment. We have a typical LS came in here. This is off of a Tahoe, and it has the problem that we tried to solve with the HeadGames titanium fasteners, and that is a bolt is broken. So all these, this is a very, very typical thing. You see there's 2 on here, there's 2 on here, and the bolt holes are broken. This is for a daily driving Tahoe. Now we make a titanium PVD coated answer to this, so you don't have to worry about that problem anymore. You're not breaking off stuff, and I mean, really, this can be avoided by just replacing. At least when it happens, you can fix it and you don't have to worry about it again. So we originally were going to move the CNC to the back of the shop, and we decided to move it to the front of the shop. It's right outside of our cleaning area, and that's because it just goes with the flow of the shop. So heads will get cleaned, and then the guides come out and they go over here and they get CNC'd, and then it goes back to the back of the shop. Now you can see the CNC in all of its glory. Now we're just still getting our plates in. We didn't get all the plates, and we got the Nissan RB plate. So the cylinder head's attached to this. I'm going to show you this real quick. So the cylinder heads will attach to this. You can see that it has little dowel pins. This is not the plate I just showed you, but this is another plate. And basically the heads go in here, and it comes down and does all the machining. And Matt over here does all of the programming. Here we got the 2JZ GE heads we've been playing with. Now, everybody thinks that digitizing is super easy. You can just cut and play, but we're still learning the machine. So that means that, you know, we have to figure stuff out. And so we had a couple heads here that we're trying to figure out and cut our first GE cylinder head. So we did a GTE, and we're going to do the GE, and we also have the 4G. We're going to do the Coyote next. There's a lot, or maybe even the RB next. I'm not real sure what we're going to do next, but Be sure to pay attention to all the sales we have. Every time we're going to digitize a head, we're going to have a sale on it as well with Valtrain. So that way you can get all this stuff cheap, super cheap, super cheap. In the porting room, at least today, I am working on my Coyote. We have some videos on me building a Coyote for doing a Coyote head for myself, and now we're going to digitize it on the CNC. I had issues with the port looked oblong, and it still looked oblong even when I went to a different cylinder head. I went to the head that was actually off my car. It's a whole nother video, but anyway, so I am porting it, making them a circle, and maybe sanding, I'm not sure yet, so that way we can digitize it. But this thing is coming together soon, hopefully making, I don't know, 1,000-ish horsepower. So VMP hooked me up. Well, actually, Brett Barber is friends with them guys, and Brett Barber has my intake. And he was like, hey, let's hook this guy up. And they did with a Gen 3R. So right now that's over at Brett. Brett's gonna pull it apart. He's gonna fix whatever's wrong with it. I think I got like a blem, so that we can get it cheap. And they're gonna port it and send it back my way, and we're gonna make some jam. And the 1JZ's in the porting room, and you guys, you know how I feel about the 1JZ if you're a fan. What do you want to see on this thing? So I'm thinking I'm going to pocket port it with the oversized valve and see what it does. Actually, stock size valve and oversized valve. I'm going to resize them, reshape. I'm going to do the same percentage to each valve. And I'm thinking maybe then we will check out the ports. What do you guys think? Please comment below. Little 4G63 with O-rings, rebuild guides. Here we have our 2JZ CNC pocket port. This is the first one we did, and I like how it came out. So now we're gonna be able to pocket port and do our pocket port R's like we used to when we do the combustion chamber. So that way you guys can make some jam on pump gas. Here we got some LS's. These LS's came in for just a rebuild, and we're putting some valves. I think they came from China. And we got a pack spring for these guys. So we're gonna do like a little pack spring upgrade, Here we got like 142 on the seat, 361 open. Yes, we check everything that goes together. We check valve spring height, we check valve springs. We don't just throw shit together. That is the HeadGames way. Also on the assembly bench are these Mercedes. This is the AMG V8 supercharged. I believe this is the, I don't remember the name of the motor, but it's 3 valve per cylinder. We did our pocket port, and we're going to show a video of that too. And you have, now nobody makes a spring kit for this for whatever reason. We might jump on this with GSC Power Division pretty soon. Hopefully we'll get something going for this. This guy's going to make like 1,000 horsepower, stock valve, stock springs. It's something we've done before. We've actually set a record, I think in 2015. We've been turning these down for a very long time. And I've been turning them down because we didn't have any parts for them. And I decided to take this in because we need some data. And now we're going to get some data. We're going to start taking them in, and we're going to up the game on these. Also on the assembly bench, now this is ran through the shop, but we are trying to solve a problem, and we figured it out. Now this guy is a small block Chevy RHS head. RHS is, well, they got bought out, I think by the Edelbrock Group, and it got dissolved. So RHS was actually, it's called Racing Head Service. It was started by Scooter Brothers, and Scooter Brothers is, or was, the owner of Comp Cams. So it's all kind of connected. Believe it or not, I actually was going to go work over there. But so since it was gone, I hit up the guys from RHS. Now, a lot of the guys from RHS, or I should say the main guy from RHS and Comp Cams, they are all at P1. Hit them guys up. They connected me with somebody at Edelbrock, all to find out some specs in this cylinder head because I can't find it anywhere on the internet. And we learned that this guy did what people shouldn't do, and that is they just buy parts because they think they know what is supposed to go in the head, and they put it all together, and the geometry was wrong, the car wouldn't run, and so it turns out that they had the wrong length valve in it. So they had the wrong length valve, they had the wrong spring kit in it, and now none of the combination would work, and they didn't understand why, so they brought it to HeadGames for me to figure it out. And it's taken me a couple weeks to figure out why. I mean, as time allows for me to work on it. And so I figured out because I got good connections, and I got good connections because we're good people. And that's so we're going to put some valves in it, the right spring kit, and it's a hydraulic roller, and we're going to be able to get this guy going. So another thing we did is last year at PRI, we got another valve refacer from Robbins. Now Robbins makes all the stuff for Rottler, and they're from India, and they make some great products. So we got this. Now it is very, very close to our Quickway. Our Quickway, now this is our third Quickway, third or fourth I think we've bought of these. So we decided to buy another one, but we're going to switch it up and do the Robbins. Hopefully, I don't know, I don't think there's going to be any difference. It looks kind of different, it's white. I just needed to change, and we needed to spend some money. Here we have a Lonely VR38 cylinder head that is going to need my attention. So I've never made a secret that we work very closely with GSC Power Division, and a lot of our 3,500 horsepower combinations for the GTR, we had issues with the valve deforming, the intake valve deforming, and we needed something with a little bit more strength. So Greg's awesome. Greg heard us, and we made a flat-faced intake valve. Now, we did not do that for compression. We did it for strength, and we also did a 6.5 millimeter exhaust valve so that we have a stronger stem. And we're going to test it on this. So we're going to test the height, we're going to test the flow, we're going to test all of it. And it's just a head we had sitting around that's been ported a long, long time ago, and that way we can just double check everything. And of course we have a whole bunch of BMWs go together for various people. BMWs are actually becoming our number 3 seller. So Subarus are number 1, 2Js still are number 2, and then BMWs are going to be a close behind at number 3. We do all of the BMWs. Now we don't have CNC programs for all of them, but we are working on valve train solutions for the ones that we don't have. More on that too. So we're working with SuperTech, we're working with GSC, we're working with everybody, and we have some videos on all that stuff that's coming out. All right, that does it for us today. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Toodles.